everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This time around I have some more current and last gen video game pickups to share with you guys. In this video I am featuring a couple of brand new games that were just recently released that I am currently playing through, as well as a couple of last gen games that I've picked up to add to the collection but haven't gotten around to playing yet. So I'll start out with the last gen games first and then move on to the newer releases. I recently went to a EB Games that is relatively close by, but just kind of sort of complicated to get to, so I don't go there all that often. But every time that I do end up getting there, they usually have something at least somewhat interesting to look at. And I managed to get two games. One's a Wii game, the other one is a PS3 game. The game that I got for the Wii is nothing too special, but it just sort of caught my eye. It's Academy of Champions Soccer, featuring Pele and Mia Hamm. It's just a soccer game that apparently uses the Wii Fit board as well as some kind of added controller. And this one here only cost me $1.79. Sorry about that. So it's not that big of a deal, but just the style of the graphics sort of piqued my interest. And from what I see on the back, it also says that you can unlock famous characters, and the characters that they feature on the back of it here is, well, it includes one of the Raving Rabbids. I don't know if it's a specific one or it's just one of them. There's also some character from Splinter Cell, but I'm not too familiar with the Splinter Cell games myself. And then, of course, because it's published by Ubisoft, there is also one of the characters from Assassin's Creed. I'm going to assume that it's maybe one of the earlier Assassin's Creed games that it's a character from, but again, not too good with the names of the characters from Assassin's Creed, so couldn't really say, but there's definitely one on the back right there. Now, the other game that I got while I was at this store, at this location of EB Games, is a game in a series that I don't really care for too much, but I'm still to this day trying to get into it. I know that there is a collection that was released that features, I think, all the main games in this series, but not too certain what that collection actually includes. But I saw this here. It's the third game in the series. It's Disgaea 3: Absence of Justice for the PS3, and I paid just $13.49 for that one there. Now, while I was at that EB, I actually went there to pick up a brand new game that just recently came out, but I'll get to that in just a few minutes. First up, I wanted to mention, as I drop one of these games, I went to two more EBs, and at both of them they asked me if I was interested in getting the Arceus Code to get a Arceus download in one of my Pokemon games. And of course I have one already, but if they're gonna offer it, I'm not gonna just leave it there. So because I went to two more EB Games, I got two more of them. And I will just be passing it along to friends who haven't been able to get one, and just sort of leave it at that. But moving on to the games that I have recently gotten, I finally got a copy of Mighty No. 9, and I decided to go for the PS4 version. Even though I do want to get the Wii U version of it, I might just wait and see if I can find a used copy of it. I did grab the PS4 version U for $20, mostly because this version also features a download code for the Vita version and the PS3 version as well. So at least if I wanted to, I could play it on those other formats as well as playing it on the PS4. And across all versions of it, they all include the same DLC. It says includes Ray expansion and Retro Hero DLC, including an art book and poster. which is included inside. The poster is just folded up there, and this, I suppose, is what they call the art book, which is a very little thing, but at least it does somewhat feature some pretty nice artwork that you don't really see in any sort of game these days. Like, it just sucks that a lot of standard releases these days just have no manual, not even a precautions manual, nothing at all. This one, though, at least they added a little bit of something. Now, next game that I'm going to show you guys, I actually pre-ordered this at a store that I've only ever bought maybe 2 or 3 things from them in the past. It's called VGP Video Game Plus. It's in the extreme northwest end of the city, so it's really out of the way for me, but they have a special sort of club card promotion going on where every time you pre-order a game and pick it up, you get a stamp on a card, and once you get to, I think, 10 stamps, you get 1 item for free up to a certain amount of money, but I'm not too certain what the exact value is. I think it's supposed to be $60, but it might have been increased. But you'll have to look into it yourselves if you're interested at all in this promotion. The game that I ended up pre-ordering and picking up was Shiren the Wanderer, Tower of Fortune, and the Dice of Fate. It is, I want to say a re-released version of an older game, but honestly, to this day I can't quite remember the older one whatsoever. There's a Shiren the Wanderer game on the DS and another one on the Wii. But the one on the Wii, I've only just recently picked that up, so can't really say I haven't gotten around to playing that one yet. But this game here is just your basic dungeon crawler. It's just, I should have paid more attention near the beginning, and I messed up and I died and I lost everything I had on me, which kind of sucks, but I'll get back into it and practice a little bit more. But it's not so much that I died because it was difficult. I died out of my own stupidity and from skipping ahead and using the fast running ability instead of just walking through it at a leisurely pace. So it was my fault for sort of messing up on that, but I still very much so like this game. The character designs are pretty interesting. They are in a sort of, not too sure what to categorize it as. It's sort of like a cross between 16-bit and 32-bit. Not too certain about that though, but it looks pretty retro, mid-90s style. Maybe like Final Fantasy 5 or 6, or maybe one of the other games put out by Square or Enix in the early to mid 90s. But either way, it looks like a pretty nice game, and the gameplay at least is interesting to me. I do like me a decent dungeon crawler, and that one here definitely is going to drop a lot of my time in the next few weeks. Now, the next game and the last game that I'm actually going to show you guys in this video is a game that I've already poured a lot of time into, and it takes a lot of effort, and honestly I haven't been finding that much reward from this game, but I suppose the reward is in playing it itself. Like, this is one of these games where you really have to just experience stuff, go around seeing stuff, interacting with stuff, doing stuff, and sort of just see what comes along and what you happen to find. If you can sort of assume it's a new release, cobble together what I said about it so far. It's No Man's Sky for the PS4, and so far in this game I have done a warp jump 4 times, so now I've seen 5 star systems, and I've had a lot of stuff happen to me, but thankfully I haven't died yet. Just really, really, really happy to see the degree of sort of variation in the different landscapes and the different planets and the different regions. Just everything about this game is just amazing, except for the fact where I'm left feeling like, well, what am I doing? What am I working towards? Right now, the only sort of idea that I have is that I need to make my way to the Galactic Core, I believe, and then figure out something from there. I know that I'm supposed to be trying to work towards getting a Atlas Pass, but it's proving to be a little bit complicated because a couple times now I've had random alien raiders come across me and start attacking me, or I land on planets with very hostile environments. I landed on one planet that was almost constantly under a severe ice storm, and it was just a sort of mess to deal with, but I still very much so enjoyed the sort of atmosphere and the look of the game. So I will be playing a lot more of that in the days to come. But that's what I got. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below. And also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like. And that's it. See ya.